What's the creepiest thing you found out was in your house the whole time? When I was 7, we lived in this older house that had a lot of character. It had slanted floors, doors that didn't close properly, and little nooks that I used to pretend were secret passageways. I liked it, mostly. But there were a few things that never really made sense to me. I had a music box in my room, one of those pink ones with a ballerina inside. You had to wind it for it to play. I was always careful about closing it properly because I didn't like the sound playing at night. But every so often, it would start playing by itself, usually sometime after I'd already gone to bed. Just a few notes, like it had been wound a little, even though I hadn't touched it that day. I told my parents, but they said I must have forgotten I wound it. That seemed fair, at first. I was a kid, maybe I had. But it kept happening. And other little things too. My closet door, which I always made sure to close, would be open just a crack in the morning. Our dog, Milo, would sometimes just sit and stare at the same corner of the living room, in total silence, like he was waiting for something to happen. Once, I thought I heard someone whispering in my room at night. It wasn't clear, more like a soft mumble that didn't make any sense. I remember lying still, trying to figure out what it was. The moment passed. I went back to sleep. I told my parents about that too. They said it was probably the wind, or the house creaking. Old houses do that. Then, one weekend, my dad was cleaning out the attic and found a small wooden box tucked way behind some storage bins. Inside was this tiny porcelain doll. It didn't look scary or anything, just old. A little dusty, a little forgotten. No one remembered putting it there. None of us even knew it existed. After that, all the little things just stopped. The music box never played by itself again. Milo stopped sitting in that corner. My closet stayed shut. I never heard whispers after that. The house felt the same, but quieter in a way I couldn't explain. Like it was resting. I never got an answer, and I don't really need one. I was just a kid, and maybe there are 100 logical explanations for everything. But I've lived in a lot of places since then, and I've never experienced anything quite like that again. Sometimes, I wonder if that little doll was just something left over from a time before us, like it had a story of its own. Not a ghost story or anything dramatic, just a presence. Something that needed to be noticed. Maybe I was just a weird kid with a wild imagination. But I don't think I was.